be the first Rona pick in North America this season.
We've got to see Flicker in Europe tomorrow, or I'm going to be very upset. I'm going to be very, very upset, Bacon. All right, let's talk about this composition a little bit, though. This is a very European composition, in fact. Rona with the Arden and the Adagio. This is some serious, sustainable frontline threat. I think Immortals with the Lance, that's a good start. You can maybe knock the Rona away. But admittedly, I mean, Rona can jump frequently. And they have good damage. Oh, I love this pick. I love this pick so much.
Yes.
This is exactly what you need. As soon as Rona jumps in, maybe you go for the Githian.
This is a sweet, generous
right?
pick, too.
And then,
I mean,
yeah, absolutely.
in Europe, he was saying he wanted to see more Catherine. So what better way to make sure that there's more Catherine seen than pick it yourself?
There's fighting happening. All right, it does look like Rogue are going to just walk into the jungle. Suijay is going to be safe for now as Dienzio heads on up into the
Are you sure about that?
backs. And actually, no, he doesn't look safe. Look at this. He's taking a lot of damage. He's going to fall very low. I don't think he escapes. What does he have? Impale? Okay, that's a bit of distance maker if he wants to go for it, but will he be able to walk away? Evo, one more auto attack to burn. It's ticking down. Suijay! He's going to survive! Okay, cool stuff. And actually, it's this Rona versus Vanes in the jungle. Okay, you know, I was talking to some players forecourt, and Jungle Catherine was something that was said. What do you make of it?
Well, I don't really have the intel on exactly what you were told, but I watch Xenotech a lot. You know, he's on Gangstars. He's a famous streamer. He, you know, really good community. The Graveyard, shout out to them. But he showed on stream the Jungle Catherine, and a lot of it is kind of like the old style, but a little bit more of the twist. The old style of the Jungle Catherine used to be like this big on-hit kind of build, and you get just insane stacks for your passive. You just become ultimately very hard to kill. But you don't exactly pack a big punch. Think of it more like a utility glaive kind of idea, right? You become a stun bot. You become very hard to hit. You can get into the back line. You can get off the Atlas, things like that, right? So we'll have to see if that's going to match up to what you were told, but I would expect something along those lines.
I wasn't told too many details. You know, I have these conversations with people. I'm not naming names. You know, everything's confidential in that sense. So it's just a case of, you know, watch out for it. It's the last game on 2.2 here. It's something that people have been holding up their sleeves as a bit of a wild card pick, and it looks like Vanes is going to put it out in a crucial match. But Sibs is actually putting down the damage. He's looking for the kill. There's the stun coming forward, and it does have Suijay there to defend. So no kill's going to happen. Actually, in the lane, Dienzio takes Hammy down very low. So a lot of aggression, but no kills.
Yeah, not yet. Very different start to some of the previous games, especially this is game number 3, very important. But the last 4 games or so, very bloodthirsty, kind of out the gate kind of stuff. But not today. And yeah, we did try to tell Bacon that we have already seen a Rona today. Eventually, AJ did get that message over to him. But this will be our second. Sibs, though, this is the first time today that in VG8 he's played Koshka, and now the first time Rona here as well. So Rogue definitely keeping some strats up their sleeve, too.
Was it Rogue? That's the team that's just played so many different unique hero picks across the season. I'm pretty sure that's what
Sibs. Like 18, 19 unique heroes, which is pretty crazy.
And they're increasing that count. There's only 31 heroes in the game, and they've almost got their bingo cards filled out. So it's great to see such diversity coming out of Rogue Mastery as well. But here it is. This match means everything. If Immortals win it, then they avoid challenge battles entirely. If Rogue wins it, then all they have to do is take one game off a single team tomorrow in the finals, in the semi-finals, or in the 3rd place, and they avoid challenge battles. That's the place that we're in, and look at this. An engage comes on to Hammy, but it looks like Rogue are ready to turn it around. No, Evol falls. It's this Jungle Catherine finding the first kill, but it's going to go down as a return. There's the return kill. Hammy able to find it. The fight disengaged here, and a 1-for-1 trade.
So early on, yeah, Vanes, if he does lead into this, just like what our analyst said, right? You get, okay, maybe not.
Okay, maybe not, as Sibs actually takes a lot of damage. He's going to be able to walk away, but looks of it. No, Dienzio wants the kill. Not going to find it. Just able to escape. Pops the boots last second, and away home she runs.
So the TLDR is, the analyst, I think, had it right. You lead off with Vanes, you follow up with Sweet Generous, and then, you know, Dienzio has all the space in the world, right? So you got a lot of crowd control, a lot of peel here for Dienzio. If he can't stay healthy, if he can't stay well positioned and sort of out of the danger zone, then I don't know what's going wrong with Immortals, but they have such a front line for Dienzio that I really do expect him to do well this matchup.
yeah, no, it was kind of the thought process last game. You know, if Dienzio lives, Immortals wins. If Dienzio dies, then Immortals lose. And so, you know, you've got it here. You've got a Lance who's going that full, you know, captain build. I expect Vaynes to go a bit more aggressive, possibly an Aftershock, possibly a Storm Crown.
No,
For
you're right on
himself.
both. Yeah.
So, yeah, no, it is a little bit different, but actually look at this. It's just a sneaky gold mine. Vaynes looking to take that one away. Goes a little bit low, but we'll be able to secure it. It's an 89 gold payout. I'm not quite sure if, you know, almost 100 gold to each person is really necessary, but
It takes it
it's an
off the
interesting
board. It is gold. It's also, you know, just Vayne's kind of shown off the power a little bit here. Just like you would see with any of these other junglers out there, you know, Stormcrown into Aftershock. It's the big utility build. Vayne's likely past that. Atlas Bolt, if I had to guess, but earlier on is when you want to punish this pick, because Catherine, yeah, she has a stun, but that's it. Like, she's not tanky. She's not building house. She's not a captain. She's not building, you know, the fountain, the crucible. Those innate health boosts are not there, right? She's going into a storm crown. She's going into an aftershock. This is more damage utility oriented. So you want to try to catch her early, because by the time late game comes around, if she's been anything involved in the team fights, she's gonna have 30, 40, 50, 60 stacks of that that captain passive that she has, and then you're gonna be in trouble late game.
Right, you know, is going to be stacking up armor through her perk, heroic perk, and possibly building some health down the line as well. Here we go, Vaynes catches Sibs out. Sibs able to just jump away here. Rogue not looking for too many aggressive plays, but Immortals are certainly trying to find themselves a bit of aggression, catch someone out. Does not look like they'll be able to find it just yet, but hey, they've pulled ahead. They've got 1,500 gold in the bank over Rogue at the moment. They push in, steal away this Trin as well. It's just gold stolen away from Sibs and more importantly put onto Dienzio. This is a very, very bold Immortals.
Right. So the big thing is, again, just to re-emphasize this, Captain of the Guard on Catherine is 1 armor, 1 shield every stack. Not just armor. A lot of people just say it's just
oh wow,
armor.
Hami's
but-
caught out. There we go. That's going to get a kill. Beautiful lockdown. It's the stun bot of Catherine, I guess.
Well, Catherine gets a stun, Sweet is the Impale. If they're against a wall, they got the Githian. We have the Silence to go through with it as well. Again, huge front line for Immortals. If they can rinse repeat this, no problem. They got the damage to go to clear out jungle. Vaynes, by the way, again, remember, he has that banner, he has that Aftershock. No problem for this Crystal Sentry. And you can just tank it up with Sweet because he's the one building all the health.
Okay, so yeah, no, you're right as well. The heroic perk builds up both armor and shielding, so a lot of innate tankiness there. If Vaynes can get it stacked up, you know, it's only at 3 stacks. It's not really where you want to be. But because he's jungling the Catherine, he's not necessarily going up against an opponent. Can't just use Merciless Pursuit off cooldown onto a target just to build up that
Not
heroic
yet.
stack.
Yeah,
So,
not yet.
Not yet. Not yet.
Because he does have the next component. He's looking for that Storm Crown. Once you get that cooldown reduction, you're going to see these stacks just go up and up and up. So again, early game is where you kind of want to try to punish this. And Rogue, unfortunately, not having the early game that they've seen in the last 2 series. I mean, game number 1 was flawless. Game number 2, a little less so since they did lose out. But they still had a fantastic start. This round, they don't quite have the same level of dominance. It's because this Rona, like early game Rona, I like it, but it's not the end all. Mid game, definitely a little bit better. She's going to have to start tanking up now that we are sitting on 2 items. And one of those items you'll notice is a Shiver Steel, right? So Dienzio is going to be a huge target here for Sibs. Once he gets that Atlas there as well, into the fray, Shiver Steel. If he doesn't get that reflex block, now all of a sudden Dienzio has to make some choices, and then an Atlas on top of that as well.
Alrighty, well, very interesting series. It's going to be Hami blocking up that Impale. Vaynes does dive forward onto Hami, gets that Merciless Pursuit down. But, you know, I want to throw it back to maybe something we said at the beginning of this series, you know. Talking to Rogue, they did a lot of preparation. Maybe we'll have to throw it back in a sec. Vayne's actually caught out as they go down. The Gauntlet Wall is going to lock everyone in, but Evil's taking a lot of damage. Red Mist, it's finding the kills, and that's going to be Hami finding Vaynes. Dienzio trying to run. Dienzio's laying down the hurt. Sibs does have to fall back, but Dienzio is going to find a kill. Even despite this, a double kill comes forward for Hami. Now, can Suijay find anything? Oh, he stops that, you know, stun. Suijay will go down. Okay, an ace comes forward. Break that one down.
if you swapped the roles here, if Vanes was Suijay with that build, if Suijay was Vanes with that build, well, maybe not the Aftershock, but it would have been a complete victory, I feel, right there for Immortals. But there's just so much innate hewing right there. Like, Sibs has not only his Shiver, he is a Shiver Steel, but he has the Serpent's Mask. That goes a long way to keeping you against somebody who doesn't build damage, like Suijay. Hammy has that heal. He had that Versus Judgment, which was, I feel, almost like a panic button, but hey, it worked out by the end, and there was just no damage on Suijay. That double stun, I thought, was the end of it, but we didn't have any damage there for Lance, and you saw the focus on top of Vayne. That's an interesting way to do this. If Vayne's just dropped first every fight, well, that's a big thing removed.
Definitely is, but Immortals, they strike, they get the turret for themselves. Now it looks like Rogue wants to punish. Suijay goes low and actually falls here. Dienzio the next target, but he's laying down the damage. The Hountain doesn't come out early enough. Dienzio finds one, but is taken down by Sibs. It's only Vanes left alive, and almost a reversal of order this time, as it is going to be Immortals losing 2. And you know, I wanted to make this point. At the beginning of the series, I mentioned that Rogues have been scrimming really hard, really confident that they could come into this series and 2-0 Immortals based on everything they've prepped for Immortals. And then Suijay's thrown into the mix. You know, Aloha has connectivity issues. Suijay has to sub in last second. It's not actually what Immortals wanted, but it's the best of the scenario they had. And now Rogue are playing against a composition, a team that maybe they didn't actually prep for.
It's definitely going to be a bit more of a wrench in the whole works if you did sort of kind of try to target ban Aloha, try to counter-target him, counter-strat him, you know, whatever you want to call it, and then he's not here. Definitely, you know, the best laid plans of mice and men.
It's not even Aloha, because Vanes is now in the jungle position. He's no longer playing captain.
But with the comp of Aloha there, right? Yeah, everything's been jumbled up. So I'm totally agreeing with you here, Dowsy, no worries. But also, like, Rogue, that last fight, they gave up a turret, but they did get some kills. Unfortunately, they did not get a return turret, so, you know, Immortals not really going to be too salty about that last fight, because Suijay, yeah, he went down first, but they kept their objective.
Well, they've got map position here as Rogue walks into the choke point. This is where Suijay says you need to fight in the corridors with those impales, but the gauntlet walls go down and Vades is taking a huge chunk of damage. There's the first, it bursts down Immortals, and the first kill goes Sibs' way. Suijay gonna be the one now targeted down, but he's gonna just run away. This lands, pops his boots and gets out of dodge. That's gonna be Rogue finding a singular kill for themselves.
Yeah, but that singular kill, if, well, they don't have a creep wave. In fact, they almost lost their turret back there. Yeah, so they're going to have to sacrifice a bit for this, but they get it.
They do get the turret. Yeah, sacrifice a bit of HP, but it didn't matter. No way Dienzio and Suijay was going to really go in for the fight there. So Rogue, they equalize the gold here. In fact, they take a bit of a lead for themselves. 500 gold in the lead at this 12-minute mark, and once more, we have a very close game on our hands, Forecourt Jester. It could swing any way as a single team fight.
I'm still kind of waiting to see what Vanes can do with this Catherine. Sibs on the Rona, however, is very impressive, at least to me right now, because he's not building straight into like that glass cannon, right? You can see Vanes and Sibs have both gone into those Atlases, just sort of what they really need to do. Like, this is not going to be a very high damage game. This is going to be all about Hammy versus Dienzio for the damage, but Sibs is able to make a lot of space. At the same time, Vanes is trying to make a lot of space, but that's kind of fallen a bit short so far.
No, it has. You know, I'm not sure who can make the most space, who can keep their carry alive, but you would kind of think that it would be Immortals based on the fact that they kind of have a double captain setup in that Catherine, and that lands just such a huge front line. Hellfire Brute flies on out, will lock onto Sibs, but the Vanguard shield will pretty much deflect most of that damage, not going to take too much of a hurt, and has
few autos and he'll be
well.
fine.
Exactly.
But also, is this infusion time? Is this re-infusion time?
Oh, it is. Look at that. Infusions, they're there already for Immortals. Sibs has his own. Hammy is about to wear out, and there's no way he can get to the shop to re-infuse. So if he wants one for himself, he has to go back to base. Immortals are basically protecting the shop to kind of force that move from Rogue if they want it.
Okay, Dienzio has an Aegis on top of his items. He's been farming very well for himself. 137 at the 14-minute mark is nothing to sneeze at. Hammy has just fallen a bit short on that comparison, but Sibs is ready to go. Vane's ready to go.
We're going to go straight on into the fight. Vanes takes a lot of damage. Gauntlet War's going to lock Vanes and Suijay out. The first kill goes the way of Evo, and Suijay's in trouble as he's trying to run away. Actually, Rogue just say, you know what, we're going to let you go, Suijay. We're going to take this gold miner instead. Without Vanes, it's fairly easy. And this Catherine in the jungle is not nowhere near as tanky to really be able to withstand that damage.
And again, that's the weakness to the comp. She's a great stun bot. She can create space, but if you also get focused down, and this is why it died out, by the way, Dowsy. This was before your time, but there was like a week in
Back when I
Evo
was a
8
wee child.
where this thing was just hot. This was the place. You go into all the on hits, you get an Atlas Pauldron, you call it GG. And then like the week after, it just 0%, and we just never saw it again. So, I mean, it might be a bit of a surprise pick. I was hoping to see a little bit more of a twist, but the twist is taking a while to come out because Vanes is looking for now that broken mid. He's looking to amp up some damage. I'm just not entirely too sure that they're in a spot that they can do that.
Right, and you know, unfortunately for Vanes, he's half of Immortals' depths at this point. So, you know, you can see that he's a clear target on Rogue's, you know, scope. But they are going to push up once more. Immortals here. Push back this Rogue lineup. Hammy still does not have an infuse. Didn't matter in the last fight because they were just able to single out Vanes.
Yeah, so Vane's last fight tried to set up the trap, and I'd be curious to see if they're going to try it again, where he got the silence off and then they engage. But the silence got blocked. Evol was just on point with that. It got blocked, they rushed down Vanes, like this wasn't supposed to happen, and that's why he died. Plus, of course, you know, the Ardent Gauntlet was fantastic.
Well, Immortals, they're trying to find Evo, and they are going to lock him down in the root. Evo's stunned up. Here comes the Gauntlet Wars. There's the Verse of Judgment as well. Everyone's locked in this, and Vanes is going to go down once more. Dinzio is doing damage, but Suijay's locked in the Gauntlet. He can't do anything to protect. Impale goes out, it doesn't hit. He's going to take a lot of damage here. Dienzio as Sibs dives forward. Suijay, the target, the Fountain Wall's there, but Sibs, he's still healing. Red missed. He can only see red, and it's an ace for Rogue. So much healing from Sibs. They find the ace. They're going to take the turret. They're going to take the Kraken.
Evo and Sibs are just neck and neck right now. They are so in sync. That was like the last sliver of Sibs' health. Yeah, he got the fortified health. Yeah, he got, you know, the Shiver's seal. That goes off. The Serpent Mask, cool. And then the Red Mist. But the big thing is that Evo was still holding on to the fountain. Down to the last tick of health. And they do it. Hammy gets a heal on top of him as well. And Sibs lives through it. These guys are just so in sync right now from Rogue.
That is going to be the Kraken Unleashed here. They're going to purchase up. They're going to get a breaking point on to that Rona. A bit of armor there for Hammy as well. The level 12 infusions there for Sibs and Hammy. And the Kraken, she's about to walk down the lane in towards this choke point turret. It's been neck and neck up until this point here for Court. But Rogue finally find an advantage, and how far can they push it?
Well, the choke point turret absolutely going to be going down. If Immortals can't take the fight or the defense, they might actually just lose out the whole game. If they can hold at least a little bit, I mean, this could be just easy 2 turrets, but the game will at least continue.
Going to be that choke point turret taken down. Immortals trying to do work to it. Impale lands on to Sibs, but the Gauntlet War's going to lock Dienzio down. Not where you want to be, Dienzio. He's taking a huge portion of damage, and he's going to go falling. That just leaves Sweet Generous and Vanes a double kill for Sibs comes forward.
Man.
This is it. Rogue are able to take the Series 4 Court Jester, and now we've got a bit of a run for that Challenge Battles position. Rogue, they are sitting on 4 points. Immortals sitting on 5 points, and Rogue, they have 2 games tomorrow to try and find that singular game, tie it up, avoid Challenge Battles.
Good game, well played. Rogue with the Rona by the end of it. A lot of people thinking, okay, Catherine, no problem. Front line, be hyped